Heyo, hiyo, hello. Is me. Is Red. Hello. We're here. It's been a crazy morning, but I am here. I am alive. How is everybody? How y'all doing? While we're introducing and saying hello and getting ready and stuff, let me say what I'm going to do today. I thought about going back to the cabinet, the safe sort of thing that I was working on. But I kind of thought a lot about this little guy. I was thinking a lot about this little guy, and I'm like, I think I can do more with him. So I thought and thought and thought, and I came to the realization that I've seen a lot of water elementals. I was Googling a lot of water elementals to get here. Right? I was just searching and searching to find this thing. And eventually, I realized none of them have, like, props. Some of them have, like, shoulder armor, but nobody has, like, actual, like, design props to them. So I was going to take a note out of the slime book and put them in a shell. So I think that's what we're doing today. I'm going to put them in a shell. Because why not? So with that, I'm going to throw music on, and we're just going to dig in. Let's get that music going. Let's turn it down ever so slightly. Make sure it's good in the headphones. And let's go. So I need to stay relatively focused here. Because why not? Hello, hello, everybody. How's the day treating you all? Alright, we're going to call you Big Pearl, and we'll call you Small Pearl. Actually, sorry. Nope, you shouldn't be doing that. You should be calling it Pearl Big and Pearl Small so that they stay grouped together. Doing good? What does the average good look like for you? I said good instead of big. There we go. What is good for you? Okay, we're immediately going to start off with the heist. Guns out, heist is active. Oh, man. I'm tired. I've had a morning. I've had a long morning. Sorry if I'm a little on the tired, breathy side of the spectrum. But first things first, we need to work on this. Sun's out, guns out, and buns out, if you know what I'm talking about. All right, let's do this. So, all I want to do is think about this in very specific ways. T, you're catching up to me. Nobody's catching up to Greemel, I'll give you that. Greemel kind of went nuts on this whole thing. Alright, so I'm going to try not to overthink things just like last time. I'm going to do my best just to produce. We're going to do our best just to make things without thinking too hard about them. There we are. We're just going to go speedy, speedy, speedy. We've been on the slower end of the spectrum lately, and it's been my goal to stop doing that. Because I've always prided myself on speed, and you can't pride yourself on speed if you're not actually going fast. So we are going to start priding ourselves on speed once again. Okay, that's a decent beginning shape for a shell, if you ask me. But we're going to make that little hole right there. It's going to be an important facet of this, I think. I mean, I don't even think I know. For sure, a hole in a shell like this is like maybe the whole reason we're doing it to begin with. Why would that be an I think? I don't think that's an I think. Okay, so there's a few ways to do this, but I think the obvious method is to extrude. Let's apply scale first. And now we can extrude in, make it small, and rotate it. And we're going to do this a couple of times. until we get what we like. So we'll do a little RX to bring that in. Bring you down to more. Hey. I'm rich. Okay. So we're just pushing this guy in as best we can, and we're gonna fold him all the way in until we get a shape we like. That is all we're doing today. I mean, that's definitely not all we're doing today, but that's all we're doing at this very moment. Okay, let's put a subsurface on there and see what it gives us. Okay, so clearly there's more work to be done here, but the general shape is there, for sure. We're here. There's something here that is usable, at the very least. Grimo. Grimo, did you do more offline grinding, by the way? Because it looks like you have. Thank you for the hydrate. Did I what? Okay, I'll take that as a yes. What? What have you said? Ba-da-ba-dum, ba-da-ba-dee. Ba-da-ba-dum, ba-da-ba-dum, ba-da-ba-dee. Man, Soul Calibur. I feel like I could get back into Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur is a game I didn't get enough time with. I really love that game in a weird kind of way. Boy, that feels not bad. I mean, obviously it's a little on the like, hey, I just learned 3D modeling. Like, clearly this doesn't look that good, but it doesn't look bad. This doesn't look terrible. This is kind of cool. I'd rather not spam chat. What? What does that mean? Hey, Myla and the bunny ears. Alright, let's do it. We're complete. The image is complete with all the point gambling because I'd be quite a bit. No, I asked if you did online or offline gambling, like when I'm not streaming, because it looks like your points have gone up quite substantially. How have I been? Boy, am I glad you asked. I had a real morning. I had a real experience this morning. I visited my mom yesterday. My brain does not understand time anymore. My time is all wrong. But I visited my mom yesterday. And while I was there, she wanted me to pick up some pizza for her. Or for everybody. You know, it was house pizza. Everyone's favorite kind of pizza, house pizza. And I went to go pick up the pizza, and I needed to take her card with me because I had to prove that it was her because she ordered it. So I brought the card with me, and then I accidentally took it home because whoops, oopsie, I took it home. So I had her card at the house, and after I realized, I text her, and I'm like, hey, oops, sorry, I have your card. Like, I took it home with me. And she was like, oh, if you could, like, please bring it to my work tomorrow. You know, I'll, you know, she works at a place, I don't want to say what, but they serve food there. And she's like, I'll give you some lunch, you know. It'll be nice and easy. You can come get some free lunch, and I'll get my keys back, no problem. And I was like, okay, cool. So I went. And it's a bit of a drive. Not much of a drive, but it's a little bit of a drive from where I am now. So I went there. And boy, the craziest thing happened. I was stuck in traffic for a long time because there was like a road thing going on, like an accident, but construction, I don't know what was going on, but there was people directing traffic and it was a fiasco and there's people running around and it was just chaos. And I was already like worried about how much time I had because I had to get back to do this, and I was just like stressing. I was stressing more than I probably should have, but I was just stressed, you know, whatever, normal amount of stress. And out of my stress, out of my great big old ball of stress, I locked my keys in my car. So my keys were locked in my car at my mom's work. And so thus began a great saga of me going to her house by borrowing her car and trying to will my dad to tell me where the spare key is because he doesn't remember. And goodness me, it was a whole fiasco. So I went down the rabbit hole today just to deliver a little set of keys to my mother. And it was a real time. It was a real experience today. It was fun, but it was a lot. So I'm tired. It was hot. It was a day. I just had a real day, you know? Just a normal, real day. As compared to those not real days that we have sometimes. So that's what my morning was like. And here I am. Somehow, I managed. Against all odds, I have arrived on the scene. Oh, Grimo. Grimo, I didn't even see you start that excursion. I would have joined you. I was too busy. I was too busy doing my nonsense, whatever my nonsense is. Okay, so I'm just trying to go as quick as possible. Not quick as possible, but I'm just trying to go a little speedy. I'm trying not to get stuck in overthinking territory. The goal is to finish today. What finish means, I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead, but I just want to finish something. You got 2 minutes. You're always going super fast? Am I always going super fast? That is good to hear. I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but I feel like I'm not going that fast most of the time. I feel like I am a little on the slow side lately, which maybe indicates something about my work ethic. I don't know. I kind of like having a little bit of a cut right there. That's kind of cool looking. It makes that part look bad, but we can fix that, I think. We're going for the big gambles. So aside from my crazy morning, how's everybody else been? What's everybody else been up to? What are y'all doing? How's the life? How's the life? How's the wife? How's the dog out back? Happy wife, happy life, as they say, you know? Happy wife, happy life. Boy. Phrases like that make me think I'm never gonna get married. I am way too much of a person that's like, I'm gonna hash out everything all the time. Like, I want to talk about my feelings 100% of the time, all the time. I'd rather have a house on fire and have spoken my mind than just keep quiet and let things carry on. I'd rather just let it all burn, is my mentality. Personally, I do think if you want slower a bit, you would have more time thinking about what you want to do. That's true, except I don't know how, like, big all of these projects that I'm working on are right now. A lot of the stuff I do offline, I'm a lot shorter, but I'm just kind of pushing my boundaries while I'm here. But I do agree. I think working slower does have its merits. I don't think working fast is objectively a good thing. If anybody needed to hear that from me, I'm sure you did not need to hear that from me, because obviously I'm not the person, but if you did need to hear that, I do think working slower is a benefit. I'm just a nut job. What else is new? That being said, I think this shell is coming together. That looks pretty close to something. We're going to sculpt the details onto it, but just to get a shape, that's a not bad looking shape. I can feel pretty comfortable with that. I just dumped about 140 British pounds into traveling to Birmingham and back just for a university opening day. What does that mean? And also, are you happy about that? So it kind of sounds cool. I don't know what a university opening day is, but it sounds nice. Sounds like a little event. You know what? I'm okay with that being a quad, and I'm probably okay with this being a quad. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna sculpt it all out anyway. I don't care. We're just trying to get that shape, you know? We're just trying to really find that shape right there. An open day is an event that the uni's put on, so you can look at the uni and see if you like it before you accept the place, and they offer you after you applying. Hey, I hope this doesn't come across as offensive. Just the general curiosity. I thought you were in college. Is this like a grad school thing, or are you not in college yet, or what is that? I was like so sure you were already in college. And by college, I mean uni, of course. Uni is after college. Oh, it's crazy everywhere. I was talking to Scroopy the other day, and he was saying uni is college where he is. Or something like that. Maybe I didn't understand the conversation correctly. I won't put words in his mouth, but I'm pretty sure that's what he was telling me. And now I'm like, I don't understand anything. I think it is when the university opens for students and parents go and visit. Yeah. That's interesting. Here, university is college. Where is here, if you don't mind sharing? Of course, don't share if you don't need to, obviously. I don't need to be the person to tell you that, but figured I'll say it just to be polite. Portugal. How is Portugal? Portugal seems cool. That might be a little bit of like a, wow, I don't know anything about the world, but Portugal to me seems pretty chill. Portugal seems like a place where people just like get it. People just kind of like Portugal and Italy have very similar energy to me. Feels like people are pretty well-rounded and not so bent on success all the time. Which I am a fan of, if that's true. If it's not true, then whatever, I guess. Portugal seems like a nice place, though. I guess a better question is, will you want to live in Portugal for the rest of your life, or are you kind of like ready to go out into the world? Because I think that tells you a lot about whether a place is cool or not. Also, for doing a poly edit, I am pretty close to being done. Like, for a poly edit, that is nutso. I'm sure there's people that are better than me. As per the norm, there's always people better than me. But, like, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining about the work I've done here today. A very nice looking shell. Thank you, T. I'm gonna beat you to the heist. Oh, you beat me to it. You beat me to it. I lost the race. Alright, I got a new question of the day. I already have a question of the day. There's already a question of the day active, but new question of the day is, what is the place in the world that looks the most idyllic to you in your current life? Whether it's actually idyllic or not is, I think, part of the conversation. But just from your own standpoint, from your own view set, what seems like a very idyllic place? I feel like I'm saying that word different every time. Also, how far have you gone for a craving is one of my own personal destructions, and I love it. Canada. That's interesting. There's an interesting answer. Canada's nice. I like Canada. I'm a fan of Canada. If I wasn't worried about starting a business one day, I think I would live in Canada. Canada's pretty cool. Aside from Canada, I would say Australia and Canada have very similar energies to me. Australia and Canada are... Australia is just hot, dangerous Canada. It's just hot, kind of scary Canada. But the people there, if you've ever experienced Australian people, they are so nice. At least in the cities. The city people in Australia are so nice. They're so cool. I like Australia a lot. Australia's got that Commonwealth vibe to it that Britain wishes it had. I think that California would be good for me. A lot of animation studios over there. That's true. That's a good point. I think Utah is aesthetically ideal to me. It's a beautiful place. I'm just not a fan of the culture. I think I would love Colorado too, but probably have similar issues. Colorado is lovely. Colorado is the first state that legalized marijuana. They're more liberal than you think. I think Colorado is a secret safe haven for alternative people. I think Colorado pretends to be old world, but is actually pretty new world behind closed doors. Yeah, Australians are lovely. I love Australians. Hey, all the Australians out there, you're cool by me. All right, I'm gonna say that's my my shell ready to go. Let's do it. Let's not beat around the bush too much. I'm feeling a lot of apathy right now. I'm feeling a lot of I don't want to do anything right now, but we're here, we're live, let's do it. I've heard this song before. Yes, it is Tekken. It's from Tekken. From Tekken 4. I just want to be a cottage ace and live with Saf and do witch stuff in garden. Probably make candles. Sounds like Canada might be your place. No wonder. I know. I don't know what that means. Okay, so how much of my reference image am I actually going to use for this? Let's gear towards trying to use more of it than normal. I'm also going to get rid of you for now. I think we can get rid of you for now. Okay, that big... I was a big Tekken addict back in the day. I get that. I was a Blaze Blue, kind of guy. Ate the day of Tekken every day? Wow, 8 hours of Tekken every day. That's crazy. Well, I'm glad you remember the song. If you hide something and there's objects parented to it, it should hide the parented objects. Like, this is stupid. If I'm here and I hide this, clearly I want everything hidden. Yeah, this is the beach. The track is called Kitsched. Kitsch, like kitschy. Bam, bam, boo. All right, we have a backup of the shell. I got nothing to worry about. Let's go. Let's do it. Put the objects in a collision or a collection and then hide the collection. Yeah, I mean, that would be the smart way to do it, but just like thinking objectively, if you parent something and it puts it in a drop-down menu. So something that's really nice about Blender is the ability of doing this, where you can just like do that really quickly, but if you parent something, it doesn't work anymore. So like, what's the point of this if it stops working? I don't know. I think that's a bad design principle, personally. I think that's not a cool way to do this. Did that work? Or was that this? That was this. Oh, duh. Hello. Think about what you're actually doing with your life for one moment. You have to apply the subsurface. There we go. Now we can do this. And we have pretty big cuts on here, so let's go to a 12. 12 is perfect. 12 will do. Yeah, I get that the collection would work. It's not the way it should work. Because you've presented information in a certain way, and all of a sudden the information is not being maintained in that way. Okay, so we're playing with some weird shapes here. We're just gonna play with these shapes and really get this feeling right. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best, sorry, to not get too caught up in this stuff right now. We just want to get that shape right. I kind of think we should be remeshing instead of doing this, but I'm worried that it's not gonna work. We're kind of eating away at this pretty quickly, which is not lovely. But let's allow it. Let's allow it for now. Okay, so all we're doing is we're just finding shapes, and we're just emphasizing those shapes, and then we're gonna round them out later. Detail work comes last. Always remember, detail work comes last. I'm sure I don't need to tell anybody that. I'm sure everybody in the world is aware of that, but I'm saying it for my own sake. The detail work comes last. Also, we're making a fantasy shell. Like, this is not part of the real world. This shell is going to be, like, the size of a car. So, I don't care that much about being realistic. The physics of this object are going to be a nightmare alone, so what does it matter? But to the best of my ability, I want things to look aesthetically pleasing, and a big part of making things aesthetically pleasing is making things seem like they belong to a world. A car? Yeah, this thing's huge. The water elemental is like 8 feet tall. Maybe it'll be shorter than that. Maybe it'll be hunched over. Let's say this is about the size of a refrigerator. I'm going to call this shell the size of a refrigerator. I think that seems like a good estimate. Okay, so now we're just drawing. We're just using our skills and we're just drawing. Not fretting the details, not freaking out, not allowing ourselves to delve too much into dark territory. We're just drawing. We're just having a good time. We're not freaking out. We're not having a bad time. Gotta enjoy your work while you do your work. If you're not enjoying your work, what are you doing? It ain't a job if you don't enjoy it. I know we've been taught that it's the opposite of that. I knew we grew up in the 90s. Some of us grew up in the 90s, where you're taught to hate everything and everything's bleak and bad. But you know what? You're supposed to like your job. You're supposed to like your job. That's how the world's meant to work. You do your best when you enjoy your job. And so let's enjoy what we're doing right now. Let's have a good time. The world is horrible. I like that. That's a good response to my rambling. The world is horrible, but I think it's also wonderful. I think it's horrible because the people who make money off of things have made a lot of money off of reporting on how bad things are. But I think realistically the world's the same as it's always been. I think not much has changed in the world, and all the good things in the world still exist, and all the bad things in the world still exist. It's just a matter of perspective, and there's definitely people who are being hurt by that perspective. I'm not saying that perspective doesn't matter, because there's people who take advantage of perspective, and there's people who project ideas into the world and take advantage of hysteria and create hysteria by making bad decisions. But I think ultimately the world's been the same as it's always been, with little changes here and there. Yeah, only technology changed. People are all the same in what they do. Yeah, I mean, we're cavemen, right? Like, if you took one generation of children and you threw them on an island with no modern technology or education from birth, you raise them. How would you raise them? I don't know. It's a philosophical question. This is not actual. But if you took a bunch of kids and you threw them on an island, it would take one generation for us to no longer have English, to no longer have science, to no longer have anything that we have right now. We would revert back to caveman times in a single generation. We do not have any of that bestowed upon us naturally. Those are all constructs. So one, it's good that the world, or I think it's important that the world adopts naturalism as much as possible. And two, it's important to preserve our technology. It's important to preserve what we like. Because if we don't preserve it, where's it going? It's gone. If you like the internet, keep the internet going, you know? This sounds like a campaign for net neutrality. Hey, whatever, I like net neutrality. This is now officially a net neutrality stream, folks. Whatever that guy was who did the weird Super Soaker commercial who wanted to get away or take away internet neutrality, yep, this is I am now politically going up against him in opposition. What was that guy's name? Man, I used to, back in the day when I had Facebook, I used to write vehement messages about that man. And I've forgotten his name already. How quickly the mind removes trauma from its body. How good we are at forgetting bad things. Some of us, at least. Okay, dare I say that is a good-looking shell. Dare I say we've done a decent job here. Like, obviously it's a little on the mushy side. Do I care? No, not at all. It's been eroded by water, right? That's my excuse. Plus, we're gonna put spikes on it later. I don't care. I don't care. This thing's getting spikes. You're gonna yell at a thing that has spikes all over it? Think about your life decisions. What was his name? It was like Ashtok Parkev or something. Don't blame it on water. You know, dihydrogen monoxide is one of the biggest killers in the world. It's a chemical that everybody comes into contact with on a daily basis and kills more than sharks per year. So, you know, maybe think about it. Yes, you're right. We would all lose all modern knowledge, but we have evolved slightly to the point where if you took a current generation of children and put them on an island, they would likely die fairly quickly because of bacteria and pathogens. I don't agree with that. I'm trying to think of all the vaccinations I took when I was young. I know I took some when I was a baby, right? Of course, you take some before you're like sentient. But I don't think it's that crazy. I understand that tropical sickness is like a wild thing that exists, but it's only on specific islands. Which islands they are, I don't know, and I'd maybe have to do a bunch of research before I kidnapped a bunch of children and threw them on islands. But, I think he'd be alright. We are hamburgers on the wild. What? What does that mean? The heck does that mean? I like this. I'm actually a fan. We've made a shell. We've made a good-looking shell. I'm gonna stand by this. This is my shell. I've made a shell. You're welcome, everybody. I will take my credits as the man who made the shell. The man who made the shell. The world was changed the day the man made the shell. Such a tremendous shift in culture and experience the shell brought upon us. The world was changed forever. And then everybody fought an intergalactic space war as a result of it. That's the story of Destiny 2. That is good looking. Oh, baby. Sorry, I'm kind of losing my mind. I had a morning. I'm like hyper. I don't get hyper very often. I haven't had any sugar today, but I'm like hyper. I've gotten into silly mode. I'm in silly mode now. Much to everybody's chagrin, I've turned on the clown juice. And am I gonna apologize? I don't think so. I don't think I'm apologizing for this. Oh, we're going for another heist. Let's do it. Heist all. Let's see it. You're just vibing. I'm just vibing. I'm just making a shell, and I'm kind of happy that it's, like, working. I'm happy that this is coming together in a way. It feels pretty solid. Let's do some big cuts back here. In fact, I should do another detail and make sure that nothing gets truly messed up. And then we're going to cut all this down. I think we've made something substantial here. The bottom part of the shell needs some work, but otherwise we got like an eardrum here. Like, it looks good. Talk, talk, talk. Long time no talk. Fairy fountain from Wind Waker? Yeah, we got a big old fairy fountain here. How you doing? How's the healing process going? Are you still working through some stuff, or how's that? I mean, maybe that's not a nice thing to ask. Sorry if that's not a nice thing to ask. I am genuinely just curious. I was in psychosomatic hospital for almost 2 months. Well, good. Happy to have you. You're an important part of the community. We missed you. Welcome back. Welcome back. What are you up to now that you're out? What's life bringing you? Unfortunately, had a breakup lately, but other than that, I feel way better than last autumn. A breakup? Like a romantic breakup? Or like a friend breakup? Feel way better than last autumn? Well, that's good. That's very good. That is exceptional. Getting better is the goal of humanity. Money and everything is subjective. Feeling better is the only real thing that exists for us as humans. Yes, romantic breakup, as in me being trans and my ex being hetero didn't really function together. I understand that. That's a tough one. That can be a real tough one. I've experienced that firsthand. Me and my last partner, they're trans. They're very, very trans. We had lots of strange interactions with each other, in a good way. I mean, it was very cool, and I'm very supportive of that stuff. I'm very, very pro-trans. I think trans is cool. I think it would be better off if everybody in the world was just whatever, and gender and genitals and sexuality and all that sort of stuff was kept for partnerships and having kids. I think we'd all be a lot better off if the average person stopped caring what you have in your pants. You're trans, male to female? Hey, that's excellent. Welcome. You're female to us. Gonna train on a new job in summer, and I'm really looking forward to it. Hey, that's awesome. Very glad that my ex helped me through this thing. It's just a little heartbreaking that we can't be a couple anymore, but we're still friends. True. So, I mean, not to get too much into your business, because, you know, you have the right to not have people getting in your business. But I'm assuming that you were, like, trans adjacent before the relationship. And then during the relationship, you decided to identify in a different way. You know, either the opposite gender or non-binary or something. And it was just a little hard for them, maybe from a sexual perspective. Maybe you're on, like, the ace spectrum. Yeah, that seems about right. That's kind of how the experience goes. I don't know if it makes you feel any better about it, but it's more common than you think. It's a pretty common occurrence in my life. I've experienced it. I know other people have experienced it. It's... I'm not going to say, like, common, because being trans is not common. But in the trans sphere, it's a relatively common occurrence. And people get by, and people are happy. People have gotten past it, no problem. Just one of those things. It's one of those things that people go through. It's good that you have clarity, and it's good that they're still your friend after all of that. Well, nonetheless, we're happy to have you back. You're welcome to talk about anything that you would like to talk about. If you want to share more of your experiences, you're welcome to. But I will go ahead and relieve you of being in the spotlight if you do not want to be in the spotlight any longer. And I'll go back to being an absolute weirdo in front of everybody. Yeah. I'd assume this happens to many trans people. Like, many of us don't really expect such kinds of plot twists in our life. The show looks good so far. Thank you very much. I think you should always assume... Okay. Here is my advice to every person ever. You're not special because everybody in the world has the same depth, complexity, interest levels, and intelligence that you do. Everybody in the world is deep and complex, and the guy who goes to McDonald's and orders a Big Mac no ketchup every single day and only talks to you in grunts, he's got a lot going on in his mind, even if he doesn't want to tell anybody about it. That being said, just because you're not special doesn't mean you're not cool. And just because you're not special doesn't mean that it's not worth sharing your experiences and getting to know other people's experiences. We're all good. We're all animals. It's very nice. But I think you gotta balance that, right? It's a balancing act between being like ego and self-hatred. It's like, which one? Where am I at? Do I love myself more than anybody else, or do I hate myself more than anybody else? It's tough. It's tough to be there. Yeah, that's the balance of humanity. I think love yourself. Not really interested in hatred at all. Good. As you shouldn't be. There's no place in this world for hatred. The only hatred I have in this world is for people that walk backwards in retail stores. Okay. Oh, man, that's my biggest pet peeve. If anybody ever meets me in public and you want to make me so mad, walk backwards. Oh, it's so frustrating. Yes. Oh, the people. Okay. All right. Here, we're going to have a show. We're going to have a little show. All right, here we go. The seat is me. This is me. And I'm going to be a random person at a store. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was not looking where I was going. Oh, man, so sorry. I was talking to my kid over there, but I was walking backwards because I don't want to be near them anymore, so I ran into you. Oh, I hate it. It drives me nuts. If people do that to me, oh, I'll shove them. I'll shove people. I'll push them. They're gone. Psh, get lost. Somebody runs into me like that, oh, you'll see the worst side of me. What kind of retail stores do you go to? This is the US. That's every store. Oh man, it drives me nuts. I hate people like that. I actually have a very distinct like phobia related to shopping, and I'm not going to tell people what it is because I do not want it used against me. But I have a very specific phobia when it comes to shopping, and it's semi-related to that. And when people do it, I scream. I will scream at people if they do it. The nice veneer goes down if people break that like level of trust with me. That's the meanest I ever get, is moments like that. I walk backwards sometimes, but I'm considerate enough to look before I walk. You're towing a line here. I might perform some pro wrestling moves on you. I may pro wrestle you. You might get suplexed. I walk forwards with closed eyes sometimes. Why? Are you all okay? Are you doing that? Why do you do that? Are you like daydreaming while you're trying to go somewhere? Also, how common is coping? Okay, I can understand that actually. How common is walking where you live? Like, do you drive cars very often, or are you walking to places? Because if I was walking for like 20 minutes straight, yeah, I'd close my eyes for a little bit of that. But if you're in a store, no. You sometimes forget what reality is, but that's disassociating. Yeah, I totally get that. That's pretty common. As long as you're like conscious of people around you, right? That's really where it counts. As long as you care about other people, I don't really care what you do. As long as you are nice to people, I don't really care what happens. I'm being silly to some degree. I am exaggerating to some degree. I don't hate people, or I don't get upset that much or whatever. It's just when people don't think about other people around them. When somebody has like a screaming kid, and for a little bit the kid's screaming, you're like, okay, yeah, the kid's being unreasonable, whatever, the parent's ignoring them. That's good for the kid that they're getting ignored. But it keeps happening, It's like, go take your kid outside for a little bit. Like, you're clearly not in a rush. That stuff like that, I'm like, come on, just think about the people around you. Like, you're not the only human being on the face of the earth. I would close my eyes in an empty way, but not in a store. Yeah, that's fine. Stuff that annoys me are people on sidewalks. I don't hate sidewalks as much as I hate roads, but we have bad roads here, so maybe sidewalks have gotten a free pass from me. Okay, let's do the tail now. I don't know how cars are so much more common here than in my own life. I don't know, and I don't know. I know that cars are so much more common here than in my own life. Like, I haven't had a car, and my family hadn't had a car, and even if I had one, I couldn't drive because of my disability. Got it. Got it. The people around you have not been car friendly, but the world, the community that you belong to is car friendly. I get it. I understand that. Hey, do I like this little flicky tail? Because I think I like this little flicky tail. I think it's cool. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. think that looks so cool. It's like a little witch's tail. Yeah, we're keeping that. We're keeping that. That stays. It needs to go in a spiral. That's a good point. It doesn't really spiral on this one, though. It's pretty flat on the lines. This part spirals. That part definitely spirals. Let's think about how we want to do this. So far, I'm loving the way this thing looks. So far, I'm really feeling it. Like, that feels great. That's a cool little bit right there. Oh, no. I messed up. He goofed it. He goofed it, folks. He did the thing. He used clay strips like a dummy because he doesn't understand what clay strips does. The man messed up. Who would have guessed it? Him, of all people. I was supposed to be the chosen one of making shells, but I messed up. Okay, that is a good little bit right there. We're going to work off of that. And now we're going to do these little guiding lines. Okay, this is going to be a real bother. Actually, we can make this work. We can totally make this work. And I'm going to use my own judgment to determine how big and how many of these things there should be because it's my world and you're all just living in it. You know what? I like that it's a little weird. I'm cool with it being a little strange. That's cool. Yeah, let's dig it. And I have a system built, so let's keep the system going. It's gonna be great. It's gonna look so good. Okay, cool. You probably need to come out at this sort of curve. To quote the wonderful art by Zesta, nature is wonky, don't worry about making it perfect. Yeah, especially if it's fiction. I think that's the guiding light for me through most of my process, is like, this isn't real. You know, shout out to people who do like anatomical stuff and people who are really good at that. I know Odin is actually pretty good at that sort of stuff. Shout out to you. Like, shout out to that. Absolutely. But I am very much a multimedia artist. I 3D model here on stream, but I write and I make music and I do a lot of stuff. And what I'm going to do with all of that remains to be clear in my mind. But I'm working towards developing all of those skills and using them together as a cumulative sort of thing. If anatomy matters at one point, I'll figure it out. But until then, all I am is I'm just making ideas. I'm just making things happen. I'm just making things real in my mind. I'm not going to stress about photorealism or any of that sort of stuff. I'm not going to stress about over logic and all of that. Although I'm a very logical person. There's nothing I hate more than when you watch a movie and they use weapon combat and they like block with a katana and it's like, you've just ruined the katana. Like, come on now. That stuff does get to me, but there's a certain point where you gotta let it go. A certain point where you gotta play with what you got. You've been given Legos, stop worrying about Bionicles. That looks good. Am I about to do 1,000 of these things? You bet. Shout out to Bionicles, by the way. I love Bionicles. I played with Bionicles so much as a kid. I'm very sad that I gave them away. It's one of my biggest regrets in the world is giving my Bionicles away. Honestly, like, I could be the guy right now who's wearing bunny ears, and I turn my little seat to the side, and you'd see a custom Bionicle sculpture behind me. I could have been that guy. But I'm not. And I'm upset about it. That could have been me. And now they're a fortune. Now I don't want to buy them. Now I have no interest. I'm too old. Ooh, I like it kind of dipping into this. That is a cool look. Man, this is looking great. Whew, I'm realizing we have a lot of work ahead of ourselves. Let's take some water and let's not get caught up in the details. When in doubt, chill out. Okay. Let's do the really fun one. Let's do the super fun one right here. Just so we can have a guiding light. This is our guiding light. This is the one that makes us all whole. There he is. In all of his beautiful glory, there he is. You know what? I'm gonna do another one, because why not? Let's do these guys. Speaking of anatomy, I need to finish my skull drawing still. Finish your skull drawing. Do it now. There's no time like now. Nah. I'm coding now? Okay, that's fair. That counts. That counts. We'll count that. It does not work, and I don't know why. What, your code or your skull? Because I'm assuming you mean your code. Also, what are you coding? What you working on? My code? My code. What you could do is make a plan for when you're going to finish that drawing so you know when you do it and you don't stress about it. That's true. Time management is a very important skill that you never master. There are project managers who get paid 6 digits to make sure that everybody manages their time properly, and they still can't seem to manage people's time properly, so I'm pretty self-assured that there's no such thing as perfect time management, because otherwise Google would have figured it out by now, and like we'd all be living in like a timeless void where everything freezes from 9 to 5 and everybody has like 1,000 years to finish their work. So yeah, there's no such thing as perfect time management. Talking about code, there is a lot of Discords full of friendly coders willing to take a look at your code and brainstorm with you. Just a thought. I feel like Odin has a very particular process. Just from what little I know about them, Odin is a very very specific man. That was a terrifying image. What, of Google having time travel? Because I'd love to live in that world. Like, no joke, I would love to live in a world where I could just like pause time and like think. and like get my thoughts across without like worrying about going hungry or like losing daylight. If I could just like pause the world and just like meditate and have no time go by while I'm meditating, ooh, that would be great. I'd be unstoppable. I would have conquered the world by now. A work time void? Just imagine, it's like 9 a.m., right? And all of a sudden, everything goes gray. And then all of a sudden, it's 9:01, and everything goes back. And if you're not inside of like an office building, it's just like a 1 minute went by. But if you're inside the office building, you've experienced it. That'd be great. That'd be ideal. I'm working on a new Krita plugin. It is like an image viewer of an image files on your hard drive. Will be called Image Board. Man, you're good. I'm working on a selection that enables you to batch rename files. Got it. No, I think that would be horrible. I don't think that would be horrible. I think we just have different interests as far as that's concerned. If somebody told me they found a way to allow me to not waste all my time when I'm thinking, oh. Or different things we worry about, true. You're usually at Krita Artists. What's your reputation there? Are you like the guy? Or are you kind of quiet? I have a tendency to be a bit of a lurker everywhere I go. I made a couple of Reddit posts, and they all got very negative attention, and I don't post on Reddit anymore as a result of that. Who is allowed to make that kind of judgment? I think it has to be nobody's making that judgment, right? I think it has to be just natural. You could find me there pretty easily. That's good. Well, that's awesome, man. I'm glad you're a real established character there. Okay, so there's an anime that I watched a while ago. I didn't finish it because I didn't like it very much, but it had some cool ideas. I don't remember what it's called. I'm kind of interested to look it up. But what it was is everything in the world had become AR, like augmented reality. And so people like would go to the fronts of buildings and they'd have like a bar and they'd go hang out, and it was just a bunch of weird stuff, just a lot of weird ideas of like what the world would look like if there were virtual spaces physically mapped onto physical locations, like Pokestops, right? And the whole idea was that it was in Japan, and a virus something happened, or people were doing illegal things. I don't remember exactly what it was. But there's those not Shinto. Is it Shinto? There's the torii gates, the Japanese torii gates, the really nice, like, red gate, the typical gate that you think of when you think of Japan. And if you pass through there, all technology stops. So viruses can't follow you in there, people can't access AR locations while they're in there, etc., etc., etc. And so as soon as you walk through a torii gate, you're stuck in the real world until you leave. And I think it would be like that. I think there'd be places with a very distinct symbol that are like, we stop time once a day beyond this symbol. Enter at your own risk. We don't do client work at 9 a.m. because if you're a client in here during 9 a.m., you're stuck. Although I guess you could just go out the front door and then you'd be like back to the normal world and immediately you'd like resume time correctly. I don't know what happens if you leave something while you're in the middle of a time flux like that. That would have to be thought out. So anybody who wants to use that idea to write a story, you're welcome. That's your next anime idea, is having pocket dimensions of time. You're welcome. I'm full of these ideas. I will take a cut. I will be taking commissions. I think time stop could be abused to overemphasize work, and that would be necessarily used for health reasons. I can agree with that completely. I could totally agree with that. As someone who worked at a few very unhealthy workplaces, I would say that is definitely what's going to happen. This looks crazy good. This looks really good. It's so weird. I think it would bring a horrible amount of power to people controlling it. That's fair. I'll give you that one. Yeah, we'll say that's true. I'm glad it's not happening. I'm assuming the end goal, not the practical application that would exist in the intramural periods. Because in the intramural periods, there will be crazy people that abuse it. But I think the long-term goal is to have spaces devoid of the loss of time. Okay, what would be even cooler, I think, now that I'm really here, is just having places where permanently time is stopped, like the hyperbolic time chamber. Maybe time's not stopped. Time just moves very, very slowly when you're in them, and you can just go. I mean, that's just the hyperbolic time chamber, right? I've just written Dragon Ball Z's training montage. But that, for thinking. They don't use the hyperbolic time chamber as much as they really should in that show. They have the ability to solve or create all problems in the universe by, like, allowing time to progress and allowing people to, like, incubate on things for a long time. And they just don't use it. It's very odd. It's a very odd plot point. I mean, Dragon Ball Z obviously is not the plot anime or anything like that, but I always thought that was strange growing up. Okay, so ADHD is kicking in major, telling me that I'm bored and I don't want to be doing this anymore. So let's try and bite that right now. Let's try and not allow that to take hold of us, and let's engage ourselves. Let's push ourselves to the furthest bounds of our creative potentials and be better for it. I'm going to stick it through. I'm going to make this, and I'm going to take a water elemental and stick them out. Is there something you can do to enjoy this process more? Boy, I struggle with that. That's probably one of my bigger weak areas, is like understanding my own motivation and stuff like that. The sad reality is I probably need to go to a doctor and get diagnosed and probably get medication for it. But I am very anti-medication, whether for better or for worse, I don't know. But I'm very anti-medication myself. But I probably would do better if I was put on, like, Adderall or something. If you make a mask point, then invert the mask, could you not scale it out faster? Let me read that again. If you make a mask point, then invert the mask, could you not scale it out faster? I have no idea what that means. What is that? If you would like to teach me a new thing, I will gladly learn a new thing right now. I will gladly do a new thing if you teach me a new thing. I don't know what that means, though. What I should do, realistically, for the sake of making this process a little bit faster, is do this in mass so that I can see it kind of ready to be completed all in one go. I mean, you're completely free to inform yourself on whatever might help you and still make decisions of whether or not you want to take any medication. Beyond that, though, there's a lot of practical things you can do without taking medication. Maybe if they help only a tiny bit, it might be worth it. I'm It sounds like you got a lot of knowledge. I am down to hear some knowledge if you would like to share with us. I am the king of creativity. I'm the king of getting things done, like physically, like yard work and stuff like that. I'm pretty motivated to cook and to go experience nature and my mental health. Work ethic? I could use help on my work ethic. I could definitely improve my work ethic. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. I'll be the first person to say it. I'm not ashamed to say that I'm not the most motivated person in the world, especially given how many ideas I have and how many things I should be doing. I don't want to spoil anything by saying this, but I've been working with somebody lately on a project, on just a little personal project. And having somebody else in the room with me has been really good for the old motivation. Freshly out of therapeutic hospital, so I do have some knowledge, but I know that ADHD is a super specific thing. That's true. The mask brush, make a point with it, then invert the mask, then grab brush, pull it out. Okay, hold on. Mask brush. Let's try this. What is the mask brush? Mask. Okay, so we made a point. Let's make a really dedicated point right here. Okay. So we got, okay, so the mask brush, make a point with it, then invert the mask. Then using the grab brush, pull it out. Wait. What? What? This is a thing? This is a thing? You can do this? Dude. Odin. Holy cow, my man. You're crazy. You're crazy. Whoa, I did not know you could do that. That is actually awesome. Okay. I'm here. I'm back. Hello. That's the most insane thing I've ever experienced. Okay, so, back. My friend has ADHD too, and I showed him a video talking about ADHD and sleep correlation, and it helped him a lot. It was a video on YouTube. That's probably fair. Although I've been sleeping a little bit better lately. What I can always recommend, however, is to be curious about yourself and write stuff down. What personally helped me the most was get motivated, is to write to list what has motivated me so far and what demotivates me. That's good. So I know there is no point in trying to motivate me when I'm hungry or in pain. I need to take care of that first, and when I just feel unmotivated, I can check my motivator list and see if there's anything on it I could try to do. It's not a bad idea. Okay, thank you. I just learned 2 amazingly valuable things from both of you, so you all are heroes. It's actually so crazy. I can't believe this. Hey, no worries at all. We all have gifts to give. Everybody's got a gift to give somewhere. Like I said, we all have these complex lives, and we need to respect each other for them and share them with each other. To think that you have all the answers or you're the only one that can solve your problems is not going to help any of us. That ain't how we work. That's not what it means to be human. Yeah, absolutely. Sounds like you're feeling really good right now, Talk. I'm happy to hear it. I can't believe you can just do this. Okay, so I'm going to start spoofing a little bit on the end here, and we're just going to play. This is nuts. I can't believe this is an actual workflow in Blender. I would have never thought to do this. This is awesome. This is such a cool little process. Now, okay, I have a regrettable idea. If I leave... Oh, it stays. Oh, that's great. Oh, this is cool. Wow, 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 wow. So there was something, I was watching a YouTube video on a process in Blender where somebody like marked a seam with arrows going in one direction. I have no idea how they did it. I want to see if there's a brush for it or something. I don't know how they did it. They drew this like crazy line, like a Bezier curve, and it had arrows coming off of it. And then they went into Scrapes Peeps, and they scraped it, and one side just refused to be scraped. Like it just was like a cliff face. And I thought that was just wild. And I have no idea how they did it, and I looked up some information about it, couldn't really find anything about it. Part of me thinks it might be an add-on. But it was kind of crazy the way they just like did it. Have not heard about that yet? Yeah, I'll see if I can find it. Maybe I'll post it on the Discord. But it was a nice little process, what they did. It was just like, boom, boom, boom. The video was all about how to make like hard surface edges in Sculpt. It was all about like that workflow. Okay, so we're consolidating our curve, by the way, which is why I'm getting a little bit weird with this. Again, I get to be a little bit interpretive with my work, so I'm choosing to be a little bit interpretive with my work. Wow, I kind of am losing my mind. I think it's still going to be a little hard to convert this into something usable, but at least I'll know, like, I can turn my brain off once I do this. Like, this will be a good place to be like, okay, we're back. We're here. Yeah. Yeah. This will work. This will work well. Man, this is life-changing. This is a change in my workflow. This is definitely going to change a few things. I'm trying to think of all the ways I can use this. I'm like, I was making horns the other day. How easy would horns be, especially with the little tiny like thorny bits coming off of them, if I did something like this? And that just gets the mind going. Okay, that's probably enough there on the end. This, I might need to rethink the back of this a little bit, but we'll get there when we get there. If I go strength 0, by the way, nothing happens. Oh, but control lets you erase. Perfect. Also, for the sake of it, I'm just going to draw these guys real quick so I can just know where those sit. And I think we're going to start going radial instead of the way we're doing it right now. So we're just going to find some angles and build out these angles. You know what? Let's do that. That's fine. That'll hold its shape well. And then we're going to follow all the angles again. You know, a big part of the artistic workflow, I think when I started out, and even to this day, I still do this quite a bit. I think it's easy to think of things as being big, giant, complex steps, but I think the more and more you can reduce things to being kind of mindless, like I'm just drawing dots right now, right? Dots are not tricky, but having to pull each thing out and think about each thing and worry about each thing is a lot harder on the mind. And so the more you can just simplify things to be little mindless processes, like when you're painting minis, right? If anybody's ever painted minis before, you're like, I just need to brush it down with brown. I just need to make it dirty. I just need to fill in the gaps with gold. I just need to make fabric red. You stop trying to think about really, really macro level stuff, and you're just like doing one thing, and you're almost kind of turning your brain off while you do it. I don't like that term, turning your brain off. I think that's not how I have lived my life. But just to get the idea across, you want things that you could theoretically turn your brain off to, and not get caught up in the details too much. Because otherwise you overthink things, and if you mess something up, it's like a bigger stakes, whatever. It's better to just kind of chill out on things. I'm going to say that is a little cramped back there, but that's going to be the look right there. We're going to combine these guys together and combine that guy together, and then we're done. There's all my spikes, complete, ready to go. Wow. There's a part of me that wishes I could just like press a button and have them pop out, which I'm sure there is, but I don't know what it is. But I will gladly work off of this. I mean, if I go like crazy, right? Oh, that is nuts. With dynamic, I don't know. How would you do it non-dynamic? I would scale in edit mode. Does the mask doesn't carry over to edit mode though, does it? How does that work? So I don't know how you would get to that result. I think I can pull that out at a better angle. I should be using way smaller measurements for this, but this is pretty good. We're going quick. We're doing just shotgun, right? We're just trying to get a result without thinking too hard about things. Hey, what's up, Beryl? Beryl, how you doing? Beryl, I have had a crazy day. But I gotta give a massive thank you to Odin for teaching me a brand new process in Blender. So can't be too upset about the way the world's going right now. Can't be too upset about anything. I'm actually feeling like we're gonna get actual work done today. It's been an hour and a half, and we've made this shell in an hour and a half. I'm not at all upset about that. We're going to reduce things down a lot by using the regular average, but that's fine. That's not going to require too much thinking on my part. Again, we should be thinking about the economy of focus. How much does it require to think about things? And what are we doing with those thoughts? That's going to be a big part of this. It's been like a growing day, you know? It's been a day about thinking about things a lot. Just thinking about everything. Thinking about locking my keys in my car. Thinking about 3D modeling. Thinking about mental health. Thinking about all sorts of stuff. It's a thinking day. Dynotopo hasn't been turned on. Oops. No wonder we were getting some weird results. Not at all upset about this. I mean, that is looking like something. Apex Legends is finally Linux ready. I've been waiting to play some Titanfall, or at least Titanfall Universe game for a long time. Okay, hey, I think you've just answered this question immediately. Is Apex Legends in the Titanfall universe? Is that a thing? Because that kind of blows my mind. That's really odd. So I'm assuming it must be designed by the same people, right? Clearly. They didn't like sell the rights to their lore or something. Wow, I feel like we can do things so fast. Look at this already. Already this is something. I like how uneven it is too. I think that's kind of a cool touch. It'll even out as we average, but I think I might want to try and will it to stay a little bit on the weirder end of the spectrum. I mean, this looks devilish. This looks wild. It is about 2+ years after or 20+ years after the events of Titanfall 2. Okay, so question, why aren't people using mechs in Apex? What happened to the mechs? You enjoy your lurk. What happened to those mechs? Bum, bum, ba-dum. This is it. We are here. Oh, I want to color this so bad. What's up, Mila? Oh, look how good she looks. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Because the Battle Royale formula makes money if you want the actual reason. True. There's no, like, lore, though, behind, like, why there's no mechs. Boy, the whole parkour thing does make a lot more sense now. A lot of Apex Legends does make sense to me with that context. Apex Legends is a game that I tried to get into, but I hated that you couldn't play it by yourself. I have people that are willing to play Apex Legends with me, but I really like playing games by myself. I don't see a need to force me to play in a group. That's like why World of Warcraft is so popular, is because it like inadvertently allows people to be loners while being surrounded by other people. Like it allows you to kind of be social without having to get yelled at by people on a League of Legends team. Which League is popular, so it's not a great comparison, but I played Valorant for a long time, and it was just like the default Valorant experience for me. I should say, this is going to be an ego, this is going to be a brag. I'm sorry, I'm bragging. I played competitive TF2 for a while. I played competitive Team Fortress 2 on a league in college. I cared a lot about it. I put a lot of time into it. I was a multi-classer. I like TF2 a lot, and so I'm decent enough at first-person shooter games. I can keep my crosshair on a target that is moving fast for extended periods of time, right? No problem. I played Valorant because I was like, oh, Valorant, like, yeah, I want to play a little bit more FPS stuff. Let's play Valorant, whatever. I played Valorant, and my default experience in Valorant was that I would either be the second, like, place KD person on my team or the first place KD person on my team. And people would scream at you because you didn't place your Killjoy turret in the correct place, or you used your Venom whatever wall in a position that people didn't agree with, even though they were dead and couldn't be damaged by it. It's like, I don't want to play with other people. I don't want to talk to people who are mad at me because they think I should be doing something when I am choosing to do something else. Like, I get it, you're a big smarty and you know what's going on, but like, can I just enjoy the game, please? A few folks and I have been playing Destiny lately, and me and Balksy got into playing some Gambit last night. We played a little bit of Destiny Gambit, and it's so low pressure. Like, I was doing really good one game, I was doing really bad another game, and both times, nobody said anything. Wait, you have 0 points as well? Hey, what's up, Echo, by the way? Sorry, I almost missed it. I'm loving the Scroopy emote. Myla, you don't have points. Why don't you have points? Is it the Echo problem again? Oh, I see. Are you earning points regularly? Are you, like, actually earning points? Like, when you watch, have your points been going up? Because Echo has a unique situation where Echo does not earn points on my channel for some reason. And we can't really figure out why. Echo! Echo! Hey, Echo, I need your attention for a moment. I demand your attention. Yes, you're here. Echo, are you showing up as offline on Twitch? Do you have your icon turned as offline? This is a troubleshooting moment. This is a certified troubleshooting moment. Nope, it's got a green dot. All right, I have no clue why then. I couldn't even begin to tell you what's wrong with it. Well, Milo, we're going to keep an eye out on your points as well, and if not, then I don't know what's going on. Dun, da, dun. This looks so good. This looks great. I think everybody deserves a snack break. I think you all deserve a nice snack break. Somebody, go get grocery delivery to your house and go get some fruit roll-ups. Your government-mandated snack is fruit roll-ups for the day. I actually don't have fruit roll-ups at my house right now. I wonder, is Gamble works with 0 points? There's no way. 0%. 0% that it does. Also, Mila, I want to say, we glossed over you sharing that you were trans with everybody. If you feel the need to share a story or whatever, absolutely, of course. We are very pro-trans here. I use the safe space tag in Twitch for good reason. I love people. I like everybody. I ain't got a problem with people expressing themselves. I have no problem with loving people for who they are on the inside. And I'm glad people live their truths. This is looking crazy good. Hey, Odin. Thank you. You get a point. You know what? I don't even know if you're still hanging out, but if you are, I'm going to just give you a little bit of this. You can be a special shout out for the day. I am going to sequence it correctly though. Also, it is now pouring outside. So if my power goes out again, sorry, I have no control over it. It just suddenly started pouring. I didn't realize it was raining until this very moment. So if I'm going to save right now, and if my computer stops, oh well. I don't have a story per se. It's kind of just fell into place. I mean, have you always kind of felt that way, or what do you mean it fell into place? Lore-wise, the Legends are a bunch of washouts and soldiers of fortune hoping to get their lives back together by winning the games. Needless to say that military class Titan isn't something they have access to. The only one to own a Titan is Valkyrie, that being her father's Titan, which you personally total in Titanfall 2. Cool. I like that. So it's a bunch of peeps who are, some of which are probably trying to get enough money to afford a Titan. Some of which. Obviously, some of them don't care. I can't imagine the toxic man cares about a Titan, but maybe I don't know him well enough. Boy, that looks crazy good. Stay focused. Eyes on the prize, man. You do what you gotta do. Eyes on the prize, baby boy. You gotta see the forest from the trees. You know, I didn't expect to, like, experience such great therapy today. But this is what streaming's all about, I think, in my mind. I wasn't really expecting to have, like, a vivid experience when I went live today. It just kind of worked out that we all just kind of started talking about things, and I feel really good right now. I feel like I learned a lot. I learned a lot about 3D modeling, learned a lot about myself, learned a lot about you all. It feels great. This is what you hope for every time you start stream. You hope to have experiences like this. I mean, like, I always knew something was off with me, but I could never put a finger on what it was. Then I made a friend who was trans, and after researching it, I was interested in it and did little things like painting nails to get the feel for it physically, and then I spiraled from there. Well, good for you. I don't know. The funny thing is that the trans friend I made is now my BF. I love that. Very cute. I don't know if this is TMI or not. Were you gay before you were trans? Did you feel that way about it? Or was it like kind of all in one? And by gay, I mean the general gay. I don't mean like specifically homosexual or whatever. Dun, 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 dee, 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 dee. I love that song. I'm just feeling things today. What got into me? I'm so emotional today. Why am I so emotional? I'm gonna call you out for making me emotional today. I'm not gonna cry or anything. It's not that kind of emotional. I'm just feeling. I'm like, I don't know. Like a little kid who just watched like a good movie. You know when you're a little kid and you like watch Toy Story and like after the movie ends, you're like, I have every secret to the universe figured out. Like suddenly I know everything about the world because I watched Toy Story. That's how I feel right now. I feel like a little kid who watched a movie and thinks they have like powers. It's a good feeling. Generally gay? Yeah, generally gay. Like, if you're bisexual, you're gay. If you're homosexual, you're gay. If you're trans, you're gay. if you're pansexual, you're gay. I mean, you're not gay. Like, you're not actually gay, but you're... That's just what we call it. I don't know. That's what people I know call it. From what I know, I was straight. Hell, didn't even know gay LGBT was a thing before I met my BF. Like, I was about 17 when I learned about it. That's interesting. Did you grow up with, like, a religious background, or how were you sheltered from that? Yeah, gay is an umbrella term. Exactly. Also, if you tell me that Twitch has, like, a problem with the word gay, I'm gonna lose my mind. So I hope that's not true. That's a way too big spike for down here. The bottom of this needs to be the, like, chillest part. It's never gonna make full contact with the ground, so I'm not that worried about it, but... Twitch has a problem with everything? It seems that way, doesn't it? I get why certain words would be banned. Like, clearly, I get the N-word should be banned, and whether people have political disagreements with that or not, that's their own thing. But I get why that's a problem, because it's not really a word that has appropriate context for basically anybody. I get why the C word, both C words are banned. I get that, because they don't have appropriate context. But the S word, the word for somebody that really, really likes somebody that does not like them back, that's not a word that should be banned. That's, like, silly. If you're mocking somebody, if I'm, as a streamer, making fun of one of you by calling you that word, that is harassment. The specific word in question does not matter. I'm being a bully. But the word itself being banned is strange to me. Yeah, the discretion for Twitch should really be, like, the behavior of people should not be bullying, not the words that you're allowed to bully people with. That seems strange to me. I wasn't sheltered at all. I just never learned about it. It wasn't taught to me in school or anything like that. That is interesting. That must be a cultural thing. Where I grew up, like, there were lesbians in 5th grade. There were people who were openly gay in elementary school without even understanding, like, what sexuality was. There was people who were openly just like, yeah, this is what I do. It's about control and not necessarily good faith. Yeah, that's true. People just make up new words to say the same thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I think if I had to make a list of banned words for me, personally, I think I would only ever ban words that directly led to major wars. I think I'd only ban words that, like, actually created genocide. Like, the N-word, clearly. A lot of the words that were used against the Jewish community in World War II, obviously. A lot of the words that were used against the Vietnamese during the Vietnamese War, obviously. I think only, like, words of war are words that I would ban. And banning them, for me, would be, like, outside of academic means. No, they teach it now in school, but not till after I left school. But honestly, I'm glad I learned about it by myself, because I don't like how schools kind of force teach you about things. Yeah, I think that's fair. Well, good. I'm glad. And I'm happy you're living your truth. I'm happy you're having a good time. Hope you feel confident and content with yourself. I'm sure you have feelings. I'm sure there's times where you feel dysmorphic or whatever. We all do. Straight people do. But I hope for the most part you feel cool and you feel good. And it sounds like your partner's pretty cool. So all's well. I mean, I don't know that all's well, but I'm saying all's well for your sake. All right, this is looking like something. Honestly, I'm very pleased with what we have here. It's taken a little bit of a time. Actually, it's not taking long at all. We haven't even hit 2 hours yet. It's not even 2 hours when we have all this. Let's finish this by 2 hours. Let's finish this little shell by 2 hours. Let's make that a goal. I'm gonna go fast. I should definitely make a backup here once I pull these last couple guys out, but beyond that, I'm feeling good. My sexuality revolves around iridescence. As long as there's iridescence on things, I'm in. That's my main thing, is how shiny things are. I have the sexuality of a crow. And I have the mentality of one as well. So, just to share my truth about the world. Ooh. Baby, that's it. If people are interested, I don't mind sharing my Instagram where I like to show my true self. It's hard to be me at home. You can totally share it. I would recommend posting it on the Discord rather than here, so it actually has a place to stand. But if you'd rather it be temporary, you are welcome to post your link now. I will not be clicking on the link now, so if you want me to look at it, the Discord is definitely the place to go. And if you feel more comfortable just DMing that or something, you are welcome to DM me. T with the flaming rat. Welcome back. How's work going? I will do it in the Discord. It's a public account, so anyone can look at it. Perfect. Thank you for doing that. It's good. Our power went out for like 30 minutes. Yeah, it rained here as well. It looks like it's good outside. It looks sunny right now, but it was raining and I was worried. It is heist time. I have 13 minutes to finish this shell. I'm not going to force myself to finish at the 2-hour mark, but I would like to finish at the 2-hour mark. You're not sure what it was? It was just time. Man, I love Dark Cloud 2. It's a shame we don't have a Dark Cloud 3. I think there's were plans for a Dark Cloud 3 and it became a licensing problem. Okay, so now I gotta remove the mask, clear mask. We're looking at this and it looks good. You posted it in the promotion channel? That's choice. That's perfect. You've done a perfect job. You get a 10 from me, dog. Look at this beautiful baby. Oh, I can't believe what we're looking at right now. Look at her. Now, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. I just had a thought, and it was kind of a grim thought, but I don't want to think about it right now. So I'm gonna stop myself from having grim thoughts. It's fine. I don't want to worry about it. I have a slight worry about the shell, but that's not a worry that matters right now. You got to focus on what's right in front of you. And what's right in front of me is this beautiful shell that I've put a lot of effort into. So this is what we're working on right now. Alright, so now we're just going to clean. We're just going to play with these spikes and get them looking nice and rounded. By the way, back to the points problem. How often am I meant to gain points passively? You're supposed to get like 50 an hour, I want to say. At our school, there was something like there is sex. Some people may want to have sex with the same gender sex. We discourage that you have sex as there are inherent risks, especially at your age. Yeah, it's basically exactly how mine was. There was a little bit of Christian undertone. There was definitely a little bit of like, some people are gay. They didn't really go like, it's bad, you'll burn in hell, whatever. There wasn't that, but there was definitely a little bit of like, some people are gay. Mine was heavy with religion. Yeah. I grew up in a pretty liberal area, I would say. It's not liberal in the conventional sense. It's not like Portland or New York City or something like that. But the people here are pretty open-minded. Where I grew up, everybody was redneck. Everybody drove a truck that had a train whistle attached to it. But like, if somebody was gay, you just didn't hang out with those people. It wasn't like they went out of their way to like beat you up. They definitely beat some people up, mostly each other. But like, you didn't really get bullied for being gay. You just got ostracized, which is bad. I'm not saying that's a good thing, but like, it's not the conventional movie thing where like you get shoved in a locker. I think people are scared of being... I think people are scared of being like hateful where I grew up, which is good, which is how it should be. I think everybody was a little bit of like, I like beating up this person because they like beating up other people. And then somebody else like, well, you like beating up that guy who likes beating up other people, so I like beating up you. And there was a lot of that where I grew up. Like, everybody was trying to be a hero. Everybody was trying to be like a knight in shining armor for the hot girls that wore too much makeup. But beyond that, there wasn't a lot of like hatred where I grew up. People were just judgmental. They just like chose to ostracize people, which I think is just normal high school. Yay, my high school had a Christian headmaster, so when the new headmaster took over after I left, they started teaching supporting LGBT. That's awesome. Good for them. I never really saw bullying either. I think I was very privileged and very oblivious in a lot of ways, but my school was very small, so I think that makes it less. Just about every other day, behind my cafeteria in middle school specifically, there was like 3 boys, maybe 4 boys. We'll say 4 boys. There was a group of 4 boys who would have brawls. I mean, like MMA fights, like throwing chairs and beating just the ever-loving Christ out of each other. And other people would just join. So it was like always these 4 boys and then whoever felt like joining. And they would just go crazy. And every single time, the staff at the school was like, oh my gosh, there's a fight. Even though it happened every other day. It's like, maybe just send somebody out there, like a cop, and just have them stand there. Because clearly the fight happens in the same place every day. But yeah, they were always so surprised by it. They were always like, wow, they're fighting behind the school? Who would have thought? It was interesting. It was a weird school that I went to. And, yeah, I don't know. It was a strange place, all things considered. I don't know. I was always, like, flirting between the line of being into sports. Not really sports. Let's not get that wrong. I was not an athlete. But I did, like, I did water polo. I did swim team. I did basketball and volleyball one year. I always was kind of doing sports. Not that I was athletic, but I was always doing sports. So I had that part going to me. And I was also in fine arts. I did theater and chorus and band and stuff like that. So I don't think people knew what to think of me. I don't think I was easy to bully. I was also huge. I was also massive. So bullying me was probably out of the question for most people. So maybe I don't know if gay people were bullied or not. I'm not sure. It didn't feel like they were. It didn't feel like they were getting attacked. But what do I know? I was bullied in school, but because of my autism, it was so bad. Yeah, that's cruel. That's pretty rough. That is not the way of the world. I think bullying in its like most conventional form exists as a form of like potentialism. Like, you should be doing better than this, you should be cooler than this, you should be getting more girls than this, whatever. And not that that's cool and you should be, obviously kids should be judging each other for stuff like that. But I think that's like the root of bullying. And if bullying is because of disabilities or something, it's like, all right, there's really nothing here anymore. There's really no causality for this. Yeah, I had a teacher once who like really went into like why bullying is important for people. And I don't agree with that either. I don't agree with like a teacher being like, yeah, bullying's good because all you're doing is teaching very bad kids to bully each other. But I think there is some merit to like having opposition is good as long as it's not violent. I mean, violence is definitely a striking point for me, being predominantly a pacifist in this world, aside from shoving people who walk backwards into me at Walmart. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about bullying. Bullying's strange. As a 29-year-old, bullying is a little absent from my mind in the world that I live in. Bullying in modern context for me is when you're playing with a friend and you make fun of like their hiding spot in Gary's mod, right? Like, that's bullying where I'm at in my life now. It's not really the way it used to be. Bullying is different than holding people socially accountable. Bullying is punching down, which isn't cool. Yeah, I agree with that. Punching down is never a good look. Boy, this has a great look to it. Are we gonna finish in -4 minutes? No. Should I keep working on this? Yes. Let's seal the deal. Let's actually do this. I'm gonna go spiral in. I think that's gonna be the more efficient method for working on this. Also, T, I think you did question of the day earlier and you didn't answer it. Did you answer question of the day and did I not see it? Or did you just type question of the day and then not answer it? Because I now require you to answer it. I answered the one you asked about craving? No. You said where you would like to live. Your ideal place to live. I think it is... There should always be a moderacy in school about most things. I don't know what that means. In the sense that if the school is very hammy on anything, as that only produces extremist mindsets, it be aligned or directly opposing. Beryl, you just wrote like a legal document. I have no idea what any of that means. Like, individually I understand the words, but I cannot understand them collectively. There's a little pie shop like an hour away that my sister and I would go to get their pie because we loved it so much. An hour? That's crazy. That's devotion. An hour is serious business. Extremism breeds extremism. I totally agree with that. The means never justify the ends, right? Like, we all grew up in the 90s. Okay, I say that. A lot of us probably didn't grow up in the 90s. But like, we've all seen the conventional cartoons and stuff where there's a villain who's like, I'm gonna stop murder by murdering everybody. And it's like, you're just teaching people to murder more. Like, I'm going to end war by having the greatest war of all time. You're just going to make people excited about shooting guns. Like, that's not how that works. You don't end things by doing it more. You can't be done with things that you're paying people for or whatever, or getting people excited to do, or anything, associating their ideologies with, so on and so forth. I think that's a big, like, American ideology as well, because we flirt with destruction quite often over here. Right? Like, America defeated communism, but it's like, you were playing a really patriotic game to get there. You were really getting people stuck in over-patriotism to defeat over-patriotism. It's not a good look. It's a really pretty drive through Bryce Canyon. I love that. I love the idea of taking a road trip to get a pie. That sounds so nice. I mean, tell me you got multiple pies, right? You didn't go and get one pie for that. Dun, 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 dun. All right, we are cruising. This is feeling great. This is feeling like a real steady workflow. We would get one, but it was just two of us and we lived together, so one pie would last us like 2 weeks. 2 weeks is a short amount of time for an hour's worth of effort. It takes me 15 minutes to drive to the grocery store, and I buy groceries for 1 week. If it took me an hour to drive to the grocery store, I'd get a month's worth of groceries, right? I would never go back. You would not catch me at that grocery store too often. Speaking of grocery, by the way, I feel like I owe everyone a bit. We love talking and listening to the music. That was our thing. Yeah, I love that. I had an ex some time ago, a while ago. I was in a relationship with somebody, and we took a road trip together, and we did the smartest thing I've ever experienced in my life. Just like, hey, if you're going to be in a road trip with somebody, this is my 10 out of 10 advice. We made a Google Doc where we said, what would we like to listen to on the road? Like albums, podcasts, audiobooks, whatever. And the drive was, it was like 13 hours one way, 13 hours back, something like that. And we made a list of everything we wanted to listen to, you know, all of our tracks and stuff. And by the time we get, and we talked about it, obviously, we're like, we want this. No, I don't want this. Oh, that's cool. Yes, that's fine with me. No, I don't like that album, right? We just had a conversation about all of them. And we did all that stuff before we got in the car. So when it came time to play, it's like, hey, I'm going to put on this album. Okay, cool. I already agreed to it. I've already agreed that you're going to play this album. No problem. And you just get to turn your brain off, and you get to not worry about it, and you know that you're going to have a generally good time the whole time. And it was such a nice experience. It was brilliant. If you're going to have a road trip with somebody, make a Google Doc about what music and podcasts and stuff you're going to listen to. It'll change your life. You and that person will remain friends after the road trip, which I cannot say about most people. I've been in a car with people for, oh yeah, your points are broken. I've been in a car with people for an hour before and never wanted to get back in a car with them before. So to do what was effectively 26 hours, yeah, that was nice. All right, we're doing a heist. Best I can do for you, Mila, is give you points because you do deserve some points. But it's a temporary solution. I don't know what's wrong. Echo has the exact same issue. Oh, this is, I feel it. I'm feeling it now. Art thou feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? Yes, yes I am. Also, when you're in a car, how many people listen to like podcasts and stuff in the car? Because every time I mention this to people, people are always like, podcasts are, I don't listen to podcasts, I don't do that, whatever. Oh, I only listen to podcasts when I'm like sitting at my desk. And I'm like, the car is the best place for a podcast. It's a radio show, except you have control over what the content is. You've never gotten into podcasts? That's fair. Have you ever gotten into audiobooks? Because a podcast is just an improv book. It's just stand-up comedy for books. I usually have my own music. I mean, I listen to music as well, right? But podcasts are like the peak for me. You have headphones in a car? Or are you talking about public transit? You don't really like audiobooks either? Okay, yeah, then podcasts are not for you. A podcast is an unhinged audiobook. It's an audiobook where the people who are writing it do not know what the end of the book looks like. You like reading normal? I prefer audiobooks tenfold. If it has a good narrator, obviously. Bad narrators ruin books. I could see myself getting into podcast. I just haven't found the right ones yet. I can't drive. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Good point. I pelt songs from my... Oh, you belt songs from my Spotify. I can't engage with audiobooks or podcasts. Very fair. I have been on a My Brother and Me binger lately. I've been very much experiencing My Brother and Me at full volume lately. Only Milo one. That's interesting. That is very interesting. Give you your points and you take the points. Okay, we are basically here. You know what? We're still close to the 2-hour mark. I'm not that worried about it. I said we're basically here, and then I immediately looked over and saw that there was a bunch of ones that we haven't done yet. But it is what it is. I could be upset about it, or I could stop at just one. All right. We are so close to being done here. Okay, let's say that this is about here. Look at you. Gonna do your best to stay above the curve. Is that done? Are we done deals? I don't see any rogues here. I think we're good. I could sit and work on this probably for a long time, and I probably will eventually here. But for the time being, I think that's done. I think we're done. I actually did it. We're actually done here. It's actually pretty good looking. Can't be upset about this. All right, boom. Now we smooth it and we double check that there's no like outstanding ridges anywhere. Nothing too crazy going on. Looks good to me. Looks solid to me. All right, let's color him. And we're going to put the water back on. Okay, so now I got to reshape everything because clearly the shape is all messy, but we're about here. Okay, so a bit of thinking required to actually make this work later. But for the time being, we're good. We're going to think and think and think about how to make this work. I'm not bent out of shape about it. In fact, I think I will push this back over here for now. And I think what we'll end up doing is I'm going to take one leg and put it in here, like that, coming out. And then we'll have a tiny little leg just holding up some weight like it's crawling out. I think that's going to be best for business. Whoa. Someone is managing. Pretty good. So obviously I don't think that's correct, but we'll leave it like this for now just so we can look at it, just so we can say that it's something. Just to have a little object. I think the gambling broke. Did gamble break? Maybe you might be on a, poor frames. Yeah, there goes all my frames. Gambling might be on a bit of a delay. Okay, so let's get into business. So, first things first, that little guy on the back is gone. In fact, I'll keep him as a little memory. Copy. You're my boy. You are going to be water elemental backup. Monkey business. Yes, he's here for some monkey business. Alright, so we got water elemental. We got water elemental and we got the shell. Pretty good combination of items, I would argue. And we're going to stick the shell out the back, and he's going to be sticking his leg out from the shell. This is going to work. I kind of want to call the shell, like, Venus shell, because I want to turn it red. Perfect. Why did I know that was going to turn it red? I actually am a random number generator. It's kind of my special technology. I'm actually not human. I know I have pretended for a long time, but turns out I'm actually a random number generator. And I think I'm going to get rid of the fish. I think I hate the fish. The fish was a funny idea, but I don't think we're doing the fish. I think I preferred the way we had the face before. Alright, I will heist with you. I will come join this heist. Look at that beautiful hand of his. What a gorgeous boy we've got. All right, now, gorgeous boy, we gotta actually do something about you. So I actually need to cut this out. Cut it out, as they say. I don't get trim. I don't understand what trim does. Maybe turn off Dynatopo first. There we go. Just a machine? Man, I was hoping you'd be a reptilian. You know, Beryl, I already knew that about you. I already knew what you wanted me to be. Da da dee 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 dum ba da ba dee bee dee dum ba da ba dee bee dee. Roo doo 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 doo. Ooh, my voice. Meow, 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 meow. Dum bum ba dum ba dum bo dee dum bum bum. Dum ba dum bum ba dum ba dum ba dum. Hey Beryl, how do you feel about people being called reptilians, like politicians and stuff? How does that strike you in your philosophies and views of the world? I don't know how I'd feel about that. You know what? I've hated this little strand here since we started. Good time to get rid of it. If we're getting rid of things, it's a good time to get rid of this. All right, and I'm probably gonna have to trim off some of the bottom of these guys, but we'll get there when we get there. I'm not stressing those details yet. Bum ba-dum ba-dum. Looks a little bit. Wow, Mila is stealing points from everybody. This guy looks like a melted army man, and I'm in. I like that. I like that he looks like a melted army man. I think that's cool. That's kind of the look, right? Okay, so we're just gonna add a little bit of texture to this. Just a little bit so we can see it, and we're gonna drop our average down and just grab a few of these bad boys. I think is kind of entertaining. Being a scaly, there's many ways to spin the joke. True. True, true, true. Da, dee, dee, da. I hope this brings you as much pride as I do, Beryl, and I hope this isn't offensive. This could be borderline offensive, but I think it's pretty dope that, you know, you being here and on the Discord, we have a resident scaly, but we don't have a resident furry. I think that's kind of dope. We have more scaly representation than furry representation, and it's kind of dope. That's kind of pretty cool. Color me a bit of a fan of that. Okay, that is about the coolest shape of a body that I can imagine for this guy. I think he's about perfect looking. And so I'm going to do my best to rig this guy now. And it's going to be a hassle, but we're going to get there. Ba-doo-dee-dee-dum. That's about great. I am low-key furry. I used to actively be a part of the community, but I put it aside a little while ago to concentrate on my studies. Okay. What does being a furry mean to you? What is being a furry? Define furry for us. Computer, define furry. Bo-doo-doo-doo-dum-bum. I don't know what I was kind of thinking this guy was going to look like. I kind of thought I was going to make him wear it like a backpack. But the more I'm seeing it, the more I'm like, no, it's like his leg. Although there's something cool about that, right? There's something really cool about this. But no, I think it's his leg. I think it's like his home. I think he's a hermit crab. I might try and play off that angle there, but we'll go one step at a time. We'll try and just push this into a degree that we like. Oh, it looks good. He looks good. He probably needs another hand if we're gonna do this, just to make a little bit of sense of him, but I kind of love him just being one-handed. He could have, oh, wait. New thoughts. We're gonna be very careful with this. If I give him a big giant hand, like a massive hand, and he's holding down the shell, like he's pulling himself out of the shell. We're here. We're here. That is a wild idea. Okay, yeah, boom. That's what I'm doing. 100% that's what I'm doing. So let's fill up this little guy first. This is going to take a little bit of doing on my part. We're going to be looking in the corners and cracks and seams and fissures and all that sort of stuff for a little bit here, but it'll work. I guarantee it. We're just going to have to get a little bit weird on this guy for a little bit. Oh, have we actually done it on this day? Originally it was a way to channel my trans identity in the beginning because of how hard it was to be me at home. I made a female cat OC and it was a way to be me online where I couldn't be IRL. When you're saying at home, I'm assuming maybe your parents felt uncomfortable or just didn't know about trans stuff. I'm assuming there was just a little bit of like it was a parent thing maybe, or maybe you lived with friends. Okay, we're gonna be very careful with how we shave this because making it grow is gonna be way easier than trimming it down. And I kind of really want to get, like... This is going to require a bit of doing, of course. But it'd be cool if we, like, got them to come around the little spikes like this. There we go. Like that look. That to me feels so interesting. Almost a little grotesque, which I'm not a fan of grotesque art, but it is cool. We got something just cool going on here. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to cut up there. Bum, bum, bum. There we go. So we'll think about how that works later. Bum boo dum ba boo dum ba doom ba. Okay, so we just need to find that angle before we get too caught up in detail work here. My mom is very iffy about my transition. I can't really be my true self even now. It's half the reason I can't wait to go to uni and stay in my own place, so I don't have to hide it any longer. So she's aware, right? At the very least. Which does say something, right? Whether she's cool or not is frustrating. But like, if she knows, at least she's not kicking you out of the house. Like, I'm not saying that's the end all be all, right? Obviously there's more room to grow. But like, she's at least somewhat cool about it? That's cool. Good for her. I know it's hard to see it right now, but usually people like that will be happy to see it when it's whatever quote unquote done means. Not that there's ever a done point, but like, I mean, nobody's done, right? We're all changing our styles and ideologies and stuff all the time. But when people are cool with the information, they're just a little bit judgmental. They're usually the people that like have the biggest changes of hearts and are usually like, wow, when it all works out at the end. So I hope you get that moment. I hope you get that cool little moment. Because I think that probably feels pretty good once you're there. And I'm sure you will have that moment, is my thought. Okay, here we are. She loves me enough to not kick me out, but she doesn't use my chosen name and pronouns and actively tried to direct me to the male section of clothing stores, and it aggravates me a lot. Yeah, I'm not saying she's cool. In no way am I like, that's cool or whatever. But people like that usually have the biggest, like, changes in faith during experiences like this. So I'm just hoping that it'll come around one day, because I think it will, personally. People like that usually have big changes. To be somewhat understanding of something, but just like morally disagree with it, is room to grow. That's more than a lot of people. I've seen it happen a lot. I've seen a lot of people where their parents are like, ugh, blah, 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 whatever, trans, gay, stuff like that. And then, like, the moment they see their kid, like, do something cool, succeed, introduce them to a partner that the parents get along with particularly well, it's always like, oh, like, we're doing this. Okay, cool. And then they go nuts and they start buying you, like, they'll buy you way too many rainbow flags, and like they'll just like get into it. That's been my experience. Boy, does that not look amazing? That looks really good. Bum ba dum ba dum ba dee 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 dum bum bum bum. kind of think he should be less clear now that we're here. Okay, so that's terrible, but it's just the way it goes. I think we're here. I think I'm in it. I think I might do a big hand pulling him out of the shell, but otherwise I think we're like done. I have feminine clothes I have to hide, and when I have worn them, I take them to a friend's house to wash them. It's that bad? Yeah, I mean, that's not lovely. In no way am I saying that it's good and that your mom is justified or that you need to feel a certain way about your mom. Just hoping she comes around. And I think if you show her how happy you really are and that you are hopefully successful in whatever you're doing, she'll basically have no other choice but to be like, wow, you're pretty dope, dude. If that's what you even want at all. I mean, if you don't care about that, then whatever, right? That's you. I'm having concerns about this model, but I don't want to worry too much about it. This just feels cool. This just feels so cool. This is just a cool model. I'm pleased. I think it's good to have some self-awareness when in these circles. If your ultimate lay is a cartoon, the jokes just write themselves. Oh, we're talking about scalies now. Sorry. We went from trans to water monster to trans to water monster to furry, scaly. We're back. If your ultimate lay is a cartoon, the jokes just write themselves. I feel that many furries hyper-focus on the haters. I agree with that. In which case, they are dragging yourself to their level. To clarify, I don't think you should let others be dragged and stuff, but laugh at the jokes when you can. Yeah. And it comes back down to bullying, right? At the end of the day. Like, are you in danger? If the answer is yes, then protect yourself. Do what you gotta do. You know, get them out. Period. If you're not in danger, do what you're comfortable with. Just do whatever you're comfortable with. If you're not comfortable with the jokes people are making, that is fair. That is more than fair. But you're not like actually in danger, and I think it's important to acknowledge that for a lot of people. Physical danger, I think in the age of the internet, we have a hard time distinguishing between bad behavior and physical danger. And of course, people with bad behavior should be punished and should not be allowed to just run loose on the world. But, like, they're not actually physically hurting people. You can talk about mental stuff, and I agree with that, and mental stuff matters. But part of the mental stuff is thinking that people have more control over you than they do, which is a hard thing to facilitate, and who's responsible for it, and that's tough. That's a tough thing to wrap your mind around. But objectively, if you're not being physically hurt, then there's at least a starting point. Somewhere, wherever that is. I've already kicked my dad out of my life for his views, so I might end up doing the same with my mom. I don't know yet. We'll see. I mean, time tells. Time determines everything. Man, I'm like, do I want to do this other hand? And if I do, how am I doing it? Maybe I'll make a really big piece coming off of this. That seems inappropriate, but it seems like the right call at the same time. Maybe you. You're a pretty big piece already. You know what? Let's just go for it. Whatever, right? What difference is it going to make? Let me also put the pearls back on. The pearls are cool and will matter. And the pearls are going to be moved now down to here. I just got the sudden urge to play Tales of Symphonia. My brain is like, go play Tales of Symphonia right now. Joke's on you, brain. I've already moved Tales of Symphonia. I don't have it on my possession right now. Okay, that feels content to me. Boy, he looks good, doesn't he? I'm pretty pleased. We could do more drips, more sagging, more little bits here and there, but for the most part, I think we're good. I didn't get phone with internet access till I was 15, and my parents made sure that I was clear distinction between real life and cyberspace, and boy, am I glad. Yeah, I think that's crucial. Man, having kids seems like the scariest thing ever. Shout out to all the parents out there. I never want to be a parent. I'm glad you're having kids, because I'm not having kids. Ain't no way am I ever having kids. Screw that noise. Kids are wild. Okay, so that looks a little on the weird end of the spectrum, but I think it works. I might try and match it later with a few other big ones, but for the time being, I'm not going to stress that detail. I think we're just going to go for it. It might also be a little bit of a short stream today, but what happened? Color me not upset if that's the case, because I feel like we've done great work today. I feel like I aced the heck out of this thing. I've not been more proud of a sculpt in a long while than this. Okay, so we got you. Let's make another copy. This is going to be water, elemental, BU with shell. Excuse me. Okay, thoughts now on this. Just thinking for a moment. Let's get the shoulder right. The shoulder matters a lot. But after the shoulder, I think I want to do something like that. Like a tentacle coming back, maybe? Like, just thinking about how this is going to work. That seems right to me. That feels like a decent look. If we get the shoulder right. We got to get the shoulder right first. We have a backup. I can just freely work on this thing. I do not need to stress the details. And I don't want to mess up my little guy down here, so be careful of that. Match that there, and match this on a backbone. Like that. And maybe a little bit up as well, right there. And now we're gonna average a lot of this stuff together to try and give us a shape that feels organic. Like slooshing water. That is the goal, is to make slooshing water. And we're here. Yeah, it's pretty good. That is pretty solid. Now we connect these guys together to give that a little bit of a body, and now we come on down. And we just round out our angles. And we just make a tentacle. It's always, the amount of time you think things are going to take are always so much greater than the amount it actually takes. Once you, like, affirm yourself and you're like, let's just actually do what we're supposed to be doing right now, it takes such little time. It's the getting there that's hard. There he is. I'm gonna head for bed tonight, but I will catch you later. Have a good stream. Hey, no worries at all. Thank you for all the good talk, and enjoy your sleep. Go have some nice dreams. I'll catch you when I catch you. Later, later. I am probably about done with stream as well, but I'm just allowing myself to coast and go and feel feelings for the time. I'm trying not to overthink everything right now. I think we made a good amount of headway on just getting things done and feeling efficiency and all that sort of stuff, so I'm going to use it where I can take it. The back of this guy could use a lot more beef. Could do a lot back here. I mean, that feels so right. We're here. We're done. We just want to make sure these curves aren't too dramatic looking. He doesn't actually have muscles. He's a bunch of water. We're implying muscles and strength through detail, not through actual anatomy. Important distinction. There we go. There we go. I think we're done. I think I'm done. I might want to recolor this shell. The shell was not a color that I loved a whole lot. Tentacle is perfect though. He's ready. He's ready. We're here. Let's do the shell. Let's color the shell real quick. Otherwise, I think we're done. Hey, what's up, Saf? I like this image. I think that's a cool image. This image still matters a little bit to me. You don't matter anymore. Do you matter? Not really. And then the shell. Look at him. Okay, just for the sake of it, I just want to see it with no transparency. If I take off your transparency completely. Oh, he's great. Oh, he's good in every way. Look at his little stress lines where he's poking against the shell. Oh, he's beautiful. Oh, he's gorgeous. He kind of looks like, what's that Robin Williams movie where he has Flubber? Flubber? A flubber. Nephrite? What is nephrite? Nephrites. I'm sorry, what is this? What is nephrite? The color? I don't understand. It's over my head. This is a Land of the Illustrious idea. All right, let's do the shell. Shell, shell, shell. We're gonna want this like goldeny color. A golden, I say golden, it's a pink. We're gonna keep pearl, and now we're gonna call this shell. It's kind of a green gem, the material reminds me of it. Got it. I like that. Little Neptune, nephrite. Okay, hello, it didn't work at all. Thank you. So, if I am working on a shell, let's grab both of these before we do that. Thank you. What we want is we want something with absolute roughness and then clear coats. Maybe not absolute roughness, but a lot of roughness. So that's the texture of a shell. Done. Done. Shell completes. Now the color. It is this really pinky... It's really pink. It's got streaks all over it, which... If I'm thinking rationally about this, what I want to do is grab a couple of colors. I'm going to make them really prominent colors just so I can see what I'm doing. We'll choose red, blue, and bright white. Keep it real American today. And I'm going to add myself a noise texture. Something smells so nice in my house. I think I'm home alone, though. Something smells really nice. Hold on. What the heck is going on? There's nobody at my house. What? The smell is. I mean, it's not my mic. What smells so good? Is it me? I think it's me. Why do I smell good? I put deodorant on. It's not that much. kind of smell? It's like halfway between baked bread and suntan lotion. It's that smell. I'm gonna have to clean this shell up quite a bit later, so I think we don't stress the details on this right now. But I do want to make some changes to the shell. But let's not worry about that right now. That doesn't matter. Yeah, it's bread and suntan lotion is exactly what it is. The exact smell. I don't love that this is a little weird at the top, but I'm okay with it kind of just playing in that space. I think it's okay. I think this works. I think this works pretty well. I think that's a good looking shell. So now we just gotta get the colors right. Maybe you got some oil on your skin while cooking or something? I haven't cooked today. Yeah, it's me. Why do I smell good? What? What have I done today? I went out and sweat a whole bunch. Does my sweat smell good? What did I eat last night? I ate pizza last night. I should smell like dog trash. I should not smell good right now. Just putting that out there, but you know what? I'll take it. Ladies. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna go pink. We're gonna grab a yellow. We're gonna grab a dark pink. So not at all what we wanted. You should be this color. And you should be like a white. For the time being, I think that's fine. I should definitely do the inside different than the outside. I should put some sort of pheromones. Yes. Make alien noise now. I don't know why I smell good. I don't get it. It's spring. Beryl, don't be weird. Dum ba dum ba dum ba dee me me bitty bitty beep beep dee. That looks good. I don't like that, but otherwise, I think this looks good. Don't be weird. That's a high ask. True. True, true, true. What am I thinking? It's Burrow we're talking here. That's a bit better looking. Okay, that's my shell. I think I'm done. I kind of want to, like, pink this up and make this, like, mother of pearly. Am I going to do that? I am going to do that. Okay, here we go. Take me to church. Let's do this. Whatever, I'm crazy. We need to do this. And put on an image texture right here. New. We'll do 2K. 2K seems fine for me. This will be called shell text. And we'll set up a mix RGB. I'm gonna go out of my way and say this thing doesn't have proper UVs, does it? Oh, it has something at the very least. Let's just do a smart UV project as best we can. And we'll go back to texture paint. It's UV heck? Yes, it is. What was happening? Why are there no lights? Where do my lights go? I'm gonna blow my computer up. Tell you what, I don't care. I'm gonna retopo this thing before I paint it. There ain't no way I'm doing this right now. So I think we're done. I think we're officially done. I think we are actually officially done. I will take you and I will put you down here. Put you down in history. The one that got away. We got this. Set in stone. In fact, I will go out of my way to make a color ramp. And we're gonna have it be rough as well. So we'll do a mix RGB. Mix RGB between 0.7. Your mouth is several seconds behind the audio. Yeah, that was because I was doing crazy things. That's a my bad. There we go. We got our two moods. We got the two genders, shiny and not shiny. What happened here? There we go. Much better. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Why is it white? Hello? Why is it white? Why is it just white? Why is color not working anymore? Did I pressed a button? I did something wrong? Okay, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what I pressed. Now it's just white. This is fine. Okay, well everything's broken. This is a great time to say that I'm done. Tell you what. Thank you for being here. Now he's there. Color machine broke. Yeah, the color machine broke. Hey, sorry to welcome to McDonald's. The color machine's broken. If you want any color, you have to come back tomorrow. Well, it only takes like 30 minutes to fix. Nope, sorry. Gotta come back tomorrow. Okay. Alright. I guess I'll take a Big Mac. Alright, there we go. Done, done, done. So that is the general idea of the sculpt for the day. And I'm gonna say, aside from the shell needing to be painted, done. I'm done. I did it. We're here. We're looking at a complete model. For once in our gosh forsaken lives, we completed a model. And it only took us 5 hours? This is 5 hours worth of work, including a texture that we can't see. That's not bad for 5 hours. I'm not upset at 5 hours of work. If this is what 5 hours of work looks like, I can live. Always improving. Always getting better. Alright. With that, I am done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm going to send everybody off on a raid. Go say hi for me. Go get some free points. I hope everybody... McDonald's burgers are dry. I don't know about that one. I see Nico is streaming. I like a Nico. Nico's pretty cool. So I think I might send everybody to Nico. Let's see what he's doing first before I send you over. That being said, I appreciate the time we've all had together. Any closing thoughts from me? Don't lock your keys in your car. Make sure to stretch before bed. And catch you all next time. Goodbye.